Hey guys, this is a video for a Transformers Optimus Prime that is a knockoff, and it was purchased from eBay. It was listed as a G1 Optimus Prime mint inside sealed box collection set reissue, and it doesn't say anywhere that it's actually a knockoff or not. They're usually relatively much lower than a G1 Optimus. Like if you could find a Generation 1 Optimus with a box for $40 or even $50, then that's obviously it's fake. They're worth way more than that. A couple of things to note is that this has the original G1 stacks, smokestacks. They're not cut like the reissue, the actual reissue from Hasbro, and the box is fully G1. So let's get to the box quickly, and then we'll get to the figure. So the box, what I mean fully, has the entire packaging that looked like the G1 back in the day. So it has a top flap here, or the cardboard part. In the reissue Transformers one from Hasbro, it's only just the box, and even the art is a little bit different in the positioning. A couple of things to note is that everything is present in terms of placement, I guess. The art is perfect. It has the tech specs. It has the Optimus Prime logo. I mean the writing about them. It even has like the weird kind of squinty Optimus Prime. It's like, what are you squinting at? Is that his eyes? Like, that doesn't even look like any Optimus Prime that we know. But a couple things stand out if you want to tell if this is a fake or not. You could look at the lettering. And I believe the lettering in the original G1 was much better. You could see the G right there. It's higher than the I. The T is close. So a lot of these little things that you just gotta keep your eyes open if you run into this. Another thing is at the proof of purchase, it's hard to see. You could probably see it actually. The difference between the distance between the line and the spacing just feels weird. It looks cheap. The feel of the box, and I'm sure you can hear it on the microphone here, is matte, and I think the original Transformers had a little bit of a glossy feeling. So when I do this, it's a smooth surface. The microphone will probably pick this up, but it's very, very rough, and it doesn't feel good. It feels like a packaging from, I don't know, some detergent that you buy. It has a cardboard that comes with it. It's very cheaply printed. The other thing to see is the pictures, and I'm going to zoom in. I know the camera will pick this up, but you'll see a lot of grains. The pictures are not actually clear. Like, in reality, you'll see them from far away, but looking close, you'll see that it's bad quality printing. I don't know if this is this red here. This is photoshopped by them, or it's by the actual original. If there was a line here in the original one, maybe there wasn't. So enough of the box. It has everything on there, which is cool. It does feel cheap. It does feel fake. It has everything. I actually bought this for the box. I want to get a G1 Transformers Optimus, a real original one, and then put it inside this box so it looks normal, because it's almost near impossible to find this. And it's just for my own collection. So let's get to the figure. And the box is your first come first serve kind of thing, where you can detect if it's fake or not, if somebody's trying to sell it to you. So let's put the figure here. So it comes with everything that came with the original figure. It comes with roller. This is a blue roller. Comes with his weapons, his tires, or roller's tires, his fists, as well as the rockets. And finally, last but not least, comes with the packaging, which has the stickers, the instruction manual, and I think the camera can pick this up. It looks cheap. The printing looks cheap. I'm not going to open this. It does come with the other parts for roller, the gasoline thing, but that's any G1. The thing that you would tell immediately that it's fake, immediately, no question asked, is if any black plastic, if they usually cheapen out on it, it smells like garbage bags. It smells horrible. And they all smell bad. I didn't want to smell them anymore. My entire room, I just opened the bag that it came with, it just smelled like it reeked of bad plastic. The gun is a little bit larger than normal. It has plastic swirls. It's not even flushed properly. There's a lot of, you could tell that this is fake. It kind of even has a little slight angle going down. It's hard to see. The missiles are not very well defined. they have these humps. They're just just recessed. They're not very clear. So I'm not going to open these wheels. I'm not going to put them on roller. I don't really care about roller. This roller, not the actual character. Back to the figure. The trailer does come with rubber wheels, and all the wheels are rubber. You have die-cast right there, die-cast on the toe, and the trailer itself rolls smoothly. So let's talk about the trailer very quickly. You can see some immediate flaws in the plastic. You see the swirls here, and this is indicative of a bad mold or rushed mold, perhaps. I mean, not the best materials. The trailer itself is very thin, and I can't remember which video I saw that noted this, but also you could see these the frames of the layer, so you can see that here. The sticker is also matte and not glossy, so it feels cheap. You heard that. More swirls everywhere. That indicates it's cheap. You could feel it's cheap. The axles sound noisy. They sound like a cheap toy. What's really funny, and I didn't think that, is that I thought like, oh, because these guys want to avoid copyright, they wouldn't include the Takara logo. So it does. It does have the Takara logo, and Takara 1980 to 1982. Notice the way that it's printed. It's not really aligned. The Takara line is a little bit higher, so that's another thing. This plastic here, the blue, dark blue plastic, looks fine, looks perfect, and there's no problem with that. I'm just checking the time here, so it's 6 minutes, and we'll try and keep this at 10 minutes. So let's pop it open. So it looks great from inside. The colors are vibrant, but the stickers are matte. The headquarter module, or whatever you want to call it, some people have called it weird names before, this is brand new, by the way. I just got this. It's scratched up. The plastic has some nicks in the back like this, so it does look cheap. The actual, I'm trying to keep the noise to the minimum here, because I know that this camera picked up like the weirdest noises. So it's very loose. There's swirls in this gray plastic. The launcher works. The missile launcher works. I know because I just put in this Lego piece here. Just put it in and kind of pushes that out. That's fine. Give it a benefit of the doubt. The roller launcher also works. So we put plugs in here, and then there's a button in the back. That launches pretty well. So the trailer is fine. Again, you could tell it's fake right away. So if anybody's selling a trailer on eBay or trying to sell you that, look for these swirls, look for the consistency in the plastic. So let's get into the cab, and this is the real Optimus Prime, the fake Optimus Prime that's supposed to represent the real Optimus Prime. Rubber tires, they have the Desert Ford symbols on there, the Desert Ford writing. Some of them are not as clear. The tires are not all as consistent. There's chips, they're not as circular. The fuel tanks, I don't remember if the original G1 had a little bit better alignment. This was kind of pointing down. The plastic, you could see there's almost like 3 kinds of different red plastic used. So it starts bright, light, darker, and this is a die cast. So this looks cheap. The stickers weren't applied properly. When I opened it, it was open like the stickers were out. So one thing that's very key, and this is the coolest thing about this figure, honestly, is that it still has its full smokestacks. I had wished that Hasbro had this full smokestacks and really made a reissue, but I guess safety is good. You gotta keep these things safe. But something that you notice here, and I don't know if you could see it, but the grooves aren't really bold. Like it's like painted on, and you can see the grooves, but in the original one it was clearer. So that's a big giveaway. It is shiny, like you see that's shiny. Yeah, so it's got some bling. Let's transform him. Oh, quickly, you see the plastic back here is different from the die-cast. This is a die-cast. You can see immediately a lot of scratches everywhere, a lot of scratches on the plastic, and this is just original. This is just out of the box. So transform Optimus Prime. This is his famous cube mode, which was not featured in the show, but it does exist. I know for a fact that lots of Transformers like to be in cube mode. Very tight joints. Very solid, and I like that. It doesn't fully click here. Doesn't go all the way, but you got to push it down. That's fine. The smokestacks don't move around like the other one does. I think They're just tight. I don't want to break them. The chrome is really nice everywhere else. It's very shiny, and that's good. And I know it's noisy from the bottom, so I'll keep it from this noisy table. Let's get to the face. Now the face is funny because it is him, but it's a little bit. He has a larger forehead. He has some growth up there and there, so you should check that out. But it's funny, his forehead is large. It looks like a Neanderthal Optimus Prime. Like, so he has the paint apps inside are much more than normal, and they're not very precise. So I think it actually looks cooler because I'm sick of Optimus Prime and I like to see variations of the original Optimus Prime. Here he is with all his glory. Everything on him looks scratched, looks cheap. There's some grains in the plastic. You'll find like silver bits inside there. So it's not consistent. It is a fake, but it is an homage to the original character. I guess they wanted to just knock it off. But the rub sign works. And I used to think that the rub sign was an indication of the authenticity of the figure, but apparently it's not. So I'm up to 11 minutes. We'll take this to 15 minutes because then I'll just do a size comparison for you. So this is Optimus Prime, the fake Optimus Prime, and be careful, there's a lot. You gotta know what to look for. The fists, they do fit, but I'm not gonna put them in. They'll go in because it's the same 4mm peg or whatever. Can't remember what it is, what size. It's not just a millimeter, it's a size unit. Well, anyhow, here he is let's transform into cab mode, and then we'll turn him into robot mode. And I'll do that very quick off camera. You know what? Having a Transformer figure that people don't have the chance to get a G1, if you want to buy a reissue, minimum they're $100. $50 for a knockoff is a lot. A knockoff should cost $5. That's my opinion, and I think that's the general populace's opinion. But here he is with Fall of Cybertron. Original Optimus Prime, his later incarnation. This guy's my own custom, but yeah, he's cool size. That's kind of what he looks like. This is a deluxe, so even the deluxe are really small. And robot mode, and again I'll do it really fast. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't Optimus because he's the fastest and probably easiest to transform. The Fall of Cybertron one is also fairly fast. I would have wished that they continued the G1 trend in Fall of Cybertron and they gave him even more G1 features. You're gonna say, what do you mean? They gave him a lot of things, and I really like the Fall of Cybertron design, but the figure lacked flair. It should have had more chrome, should have been painted better, it should have looked exactly like this figure. If they can still do that, so here we go, let's just take a closer look and just get this guy to stand up. Stand up, man. Okay, this is funny. It doesn't look good. Okay, collab there. We're not doing a who's taller competition, are we? Are we doing a who's taller competition? My producer just told me that we are. Thank you, producer. So here he is with himself and original, fake. The Autobot symbols, you can always put an Autobot symbol even if it's not even Transformer, so I just get a repro label and put those on. So this overall, this figure is a nice figure. $50 is a lot for a knockoff, but then again, it's a G1 Transformer that looks like the original, has the same box, has the same feel. Everything is accurate to the exact detail, except that it's not the original one. But it's nice to display if you want to relive the G1 era, if you want to pass it down, if you want people to know what it is. The thing about it is, I bought it for the exact purpose to find out what is a fake. I've never had an encounter with a knockoff. I've always bought these deluxe, these original G1s. I don't know, you see them, but you don't really know till you try it out. So I got this and I wanted to see, and now I know. Knowing is half the battle. Finally, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I will be on the go, so I probably won't get to your comments as soon as possible. I will upload more reviews, hopefully, in the future. For in the meantime, check out my website, budmaloney.com. I do go through video game reviews, movie reviews, and a couple stuff. I am very harsh, and I try to be as opinionated as possible. I'm not going to be objective. What am I going to be tell you? Oh, go buy this because it's actually I'll tell you what I think of it and how my expectations were met or not met by the movie. So with this figure, there's no rating. There's no actual rating because figures don't have ratings. Without going too much, I've already talked too much. Where I think we're at 15. Let's see. I want to end it exactly at 15. Yeah, we're at 15:30 seconds. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you don't fall in the trap of buying a fake transformer. And if you're gonna buy a fake transformer, make sure you know everything, all the pointers, and just trust your gut.